Subtitles. Flat Earth British, Martinliedtke speaking. Good to see you back, guys. Oh, it's been a few days, but I am really excited to be back. See you all. So, are you excited? Be excited. Much nectar in this juice, much to leave your head spinning. Okay, as there will be in the future, full stop. So make sure to subscribe and not miss any nectar. Okay, to this channel, the Celtic Titanian channel, and Flat Earth British Think Tank. So, I have been busy, guys. I have been busy working to just better everything. Okay, basically, I've been scheming for us all, which is what I do. Okay, so all of that will be talked about in the near future. So make sure to keep an eye on all of this. Okay, unfolds in. Okay, because you're gonna love it, and you're gonna just love the epicness that happens and the great community that is here ever so much more. Okay, it's special for us all. Okay, which I'm very excited about because I absolutely love this community. It's just the best thing ever. Okay, right, we're British. So the novice sale I had that made for me by Matthew Davis. Thank you, Matthew. Superb coverage. Now we're going to look into, in this post, guys, okay, we're going to look into Queen Elizabeth's coronation. Basically, because the word says Coronation, and we're in a Coronation. That will be the last time I say that word in this post. From now on, I'm going to regard it as Sharona, because obviously it sounds like my Sharona. So I might have to say that, my Sharona, instead of that word. Is that okay? Now, as for all of the internet and everything that's put our way, I'm not looking at any of it, guys. I'm doing my own thing and my own thinking, okay? Now, talking about my own thinking, a couple of days ago on the Flat Earth British Think Tank Channel, I talked of a concept that I will be talking about some more in the near future when I make some sense of it in my mind. Okay, it is very abstract, but it does open neural pathways in your brain and get you thinking ways that you never even knew that you could think. Okay, which happens to us quite a bit on Flat Earth British, doesn't it? We get new ways of thinking that have never been thought before. Okay, which smashes the paradigm every time. Okay, so we're going to look into in this post, okay, an overwhelming theme of controller technology. Technology that's been given to the people, or whatever they are, in power. In this case, it will be Queen Elizabeth, okay, and other queens. We're going to look into allegory, okay, throughout time, okay, but more around the French Revolutionary period, okay, late 1700s. We're going to look into some allegory of reset and queens and basically Coronation. Okay, my Coronation is what we're going to do. We're going to look into some starforts. Okay, now some of these depictions I'll be showing you are amazing, mind-blowing, and I'll be linking everything up. We're going to look into some terror. Okay, if you think in the French Revolution, whatever happened in that period, I cannot be specific, but in my mind, it's the eradication of a culture, which is Tartaria, in the obliteration of a culture or a golden era. It's obliteration, meaning they're written out of the history and we only pick up pieces, okay, which is what happened by the very evil and nefarious, and the ones that are doing this to you right now, Phoenicians, wherever they come from. Okay, we're going to solve an age-old historical mystery that all has fucking I was going to say befuffled, but I don't think that's a word. Confused historians for many a moon, okay, which is being solved in like seconds flat as soon as I looked at it, okay? No, they don't know what we know, obviously. Kind hearts and coronets. We're going to be looking into the terrifying truth of it all, okay, which we've been explaining from the very beginning of years now on this roller coaster ride of Flat Earth British, that we're in a reset system. We're going to be looking at where they go or where they came from. In this case, something that's always on my mind, okay, the North Pole. So we're going to look at some maps. So it's going to be starforts, it's going to be maps, it's going to be wicked depictions, it's going to be images of the day. Make sure to share this out, okay? It'll be about an hour or two or one, something like that. I don't even know. Okay, happy. So, it's awesome to be back. Yeah, it's a very, very busy time. So, outside is Scorchio. Okay, it's only May the 6th, and it is Scorchio. It is absolutely beautiful. So, we're going to start here, okay, on a depiction from the late 1700s of, it's an allegory, I guess, for maybe reset, revolution, okay. And it's called, well, it's the Queen and her virtues, and it is one of these incredibly detailed depictions with a squillion things in to see. Mad interesting, but some discoveries on this. So we'll start at the top, which always seems to be the kingdom of heaven, okay, and we got the celestial Zion, okay, just like in the Matrix, Zion, okay, which is some amazing antiquity building. Veni Coronabaria Coronabaris. Okay, so where's the corona coming from? Is the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye, the holy sea. The sea. Eternal. In this serpent that swallows his tail. To me, this is allegory for the reset cycle, as is the plasma dove, as is the laurel leaf of control. And these crowns, there's more in it, guys. I'll explain now. We're going to look at the coronation. There's coronets, small crowns, like in the film called Kind Hats and Coronets. Now, they're placed over the crown chakra and they're made in gold, okay? And I got to thinking there was some sort of technology, and I think it's something to do with the arrangement of the jewels. I'll show you what I mean shortly. They are laid out specifically, thinking like organic technology, diamonds, and the biggest of jewels that could concentrate a beam. But I think these are more. I think they're technology. I really do. Maybe to help with us psychic abilities, or their psychic abilities, or the blocking. I think everyone was reading minds in the golden era. I don't think we even had speech. So here's some of the culprits that they the purplers with their fleur-de-lis. So we got Henry IV, Louis XVI, Maria Medici, St. Paula, Charlemagne. Now Charlemagne's supposed to be around in the first millennium AD, isn't he? But they're all placed in this. I'm not sure who she is, but they all get this control attack. And what they get in a coronation is they do an oath. They get given an orb, a scepter, a glove. Okay, it's very Masonic. And it's very techy. Okay, the guardian angel, which we've all got appointed to us. Okay, does your guardian angel put you right? What's that voice in your subconscious? Saying, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. One's thought to be a good angel, one's thought to be a demon. So we got fidelity. So he's got this eternal lamp. I picked up a link the other day, but it was one of those sort of mainstreamy history websites. But they talked about the eternal lamp. So it's Deus, God. And they apparently they burn for thousands of years. Now, something sinister we always see in alchemical depictions. Here we get Isis. Okay, love, and the burning, flaming heart. I'll show you something later on with that burning heart. Something in that. Something maybe sacrificial, maybe. So anyway, this is all above in heaven, okay? And these are all like royals, but they're all in medieval garb, even though they're looking like Romans. So take note, right? Sorry, got something in my throat. The serpent wrapped around his hand. Serpent wrapped around anything is showing you, or a staff or a rod, in this case an arm, that it would create a charge. And he has the mirror again, guys, which we're going to be, something I want to really talk about is the mirror soon. Okay, I think it's a biggie. So they're all above a chem cloud, so they're up there. Okay, and down here in the earthly realm, you get the Phoenicians. He's pointing at the fleur-de-lis. and evil Cherubinowskis. Now, don't get me wrong, these Cherubinowskis, right, they are not children, it's not brogs, okay, they're evil little weird men, children of the sea. Check this on the back of a bun, this tech. And these jewels, they always have these jewels. It's more than decoration. We'll see what the Cherubinowskis are up to. So there you are. They're offering, or being offered, the scepter and the crown. It covers the crown chakra as well. So after a reset, this is purple, I can guarantee. The Cherubinowskis are designing interiors, Phoenicianly designed. This one, famous procession. In Saint-Denis, in Paris, and they got the little Hermes, the little tiny Hermes helmet, and the little Hermes caduceus, okay? Splendor. And what you get is this year, which was really interesting, is an almanac, and it goes year by year, but I can't really make out apart from like the months of the year: March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Let's get down to Christmas. And what do they say is happening there? No EL, no electromagnetics, no electric. So there's a big clueage in that, but it's reset, and they show you that the controllers are getting their technology from this ominous crew, wherever they are, hidden from us. Now there's plenty of images similar to this. I'll show you now. This one's collected off a library, and it's a book. There's dozens of images in this, and there's dozens of images before, but the same thing is set in this same era between very anomalous 1600s and 1700s, where everyone's a Roman still, all this Phoenician faces and demons. The same old sound, vibration. We got a Pegasus. And what you see is the whole world seems to be, oh, like, this is a fireworker, I get it. So we got starforts, and you got the Gorgon shield, Gorgon with serpents on its head, and they always got to put the serpent crossed around like this. We've talked about these before, and these are some of the ornaments, or the bombs. I wonder what's in that case to go in this giant mortar. So they always got to do these faceless knight decorations. The Phoenicians, who are these? You see them on their breastplates. Okay, so there's a common theme. Let's have a look at some more of these images. I'll pass everything we see or is presented. So as you can see, they're using these for the attack of a starfort. And these starforts were built by the Phoenicians. They're water technology, but they're multi-purpose. We think they're to bug out maybe in fake pandemics for the elites. What you do find after a mud flood is everyone is outside sort of scavenging and living, crawling around, and everyone seems to be building back and hunky-dory within these. And they got tunnel systems going through to elite houses as well, which are nearby, so the elites can sort of bug out straight away. So, armaments of the day, giant mortars, very ornate. Okay, so he's got like an English Civil War New Model Army type helmet on there. So they're in a defense. And giant fireworks in the background. So I don't know if the whole thing is staged. You know, just pretend to destroy a starfort. Never underestimate the size of the stage, guys. I'll show you something about that. So we got Antiquities. A funny thing, 69 something, so 619 something. And they are watching basically a nuclear explosion. What I think is happening is, because there's no such thing as nukes, because the implosion technique is just insanity and satanic, just a reversal of everything, like everything in this place, like everything is just completely upside down, which should be the right way up. They build an underground tunnel, they fill it full of explosives, and they set it off, and everyone watches, and what you get is like this giant explosion. It's a giant mine. So, you know, when in these nuclear tests you see, which are just pathetic cartoons on the internet and what have you, Trinity and beyond, etc., is when they say they're exploding in Trinity 125,000 tons of TNT. Yeah. Or it'd be the equivalent, excuse me, of. But they did do one in a dummy test. They are literally exploding 125,000 tons of TNT. And the equivalent looks like a mushroom cloud, etc. And you would have some sort of radiation. You have radiation after a conventional bombing. Radiation was traced after many bombings because of the wood, the energy in the wood given off. What the fuck is that? It's a target. Okay, so there's a bit of target practice. Yeah, a very funky cannon. Look at this mortar here. Just for a shack. Are you sure that's a target? Might be. Looks like a target. So yeah, all this time the Phoenicians are just. We've seen this in the John Strew's book. You can see that on the Tartarian channel, that they go everywhere. The world is in flux. There's been terrible events. This is our weird thing again. 693, giant Phoenician ship. See, Father Thames there, and she's a rower, but she's got incredible armament. And Dio Ducci, and Ducci is like fucking Mussolini, innit? Boss Ducci, Dutch, the Duke. So they go on. We got plenty of them. I'll give you the book. It goes into the making of explosives as well. So weights. Information's come from elsewhere apparently. So this Faceless Knight setup and the making of black powder and other explosives. Look at the size of that for a mine. I bet they use strange concoctions that we don't use today, like the Greek fire, which is lost to us. The necessary mechanism for the eternal lamp. See, this cannon's getting started from the hidden hand. Getting lit. And Tucci mortar Rampo. So highly interesting. I'll give you the link. Just have a little bit further because we have been looking into cannons. So virtue and fortuna. Fortuna and prudence. Dear Prudence, won't you come out today? So I'll link that up. We're going to move on. Now this is the most incredible of depictions. Basically, this is Judgement. Okay, so are we going through a judgment now? Well, they would have said it in the past. They would have said any pestilence. This is just the maddest depiction. Any pestilence is what was thought to be God's judgment on us all for our sins. And every single generation has been obsessed with the end times and apocalyptic scenarios. But to me, it's quite clear after how long we've been studying what's going on. These remain, elusive. But the thing is, once we busted them, they started to show their hand that it was them, and just that's what they do. That's what they do in the end game. Right at the end, their vanity overcomes and they have to let you know, because they've been clandestine and out of the way. They've been blaming other races and putting psyops out there for everyone to follow, by the many red herrings. So there they are, the angels or whatever they are, with the laurel leaf of control. And I guess this is a god dude with a scythe, because basically that scythe is for cutting grass in this case, you can imagine. And then you get this. Always this orb. Could it be a comet? And over the rainbow, the Queens knew everybody get in their window thing, which is an analogy or associated with the flood of Noah. And other things as well, the light spectrum, which is another clue, the light. So there's the heavenly hosts, okay, loads of them, okay, in this other realm, calling the shots on our asses, okay, ego, God, Is that Brahma? Dev? I don't know. But he looks very Moses, unless he's got like, you know, fucking gelling. I don't know. Something about Mary hairstyle. So yeah, they're insidious. Okay. And then you get the load of monks. So that's just the masses at that time. They just do any fucking thing for an easy ride, I guess. Yeah. A lot of sucking up, fish heads. The Phoenicians come out of the water originally. Morty. That sounds a bit naughty. Morty. So it's like, you know, they're all alright about it because they ain't going to get killed because they're, you know, not even alive probably. They're in a realm elsewhere. Anyway, so they're all above that same chem cloud I showed you. So sound and vibration, okay, up in the dome, okay, the harmonics. And then what follows then is shooting stars. Now, there was supposed to be a giant meteor storm last night. I didn't see it, but we got a lot of stuff incoming in the next few weeks up there. The giant gibbous moon looks outstanding, bigger and beautifuler than ever. I don't know what's going on with any of it. Everything's off. Been following these cycles for years and years now. So this sound and vibration, or it's associated with the dome, reset civilization. We showed you this civilization, okay, which pyramid tech, like Babylon, Greco-Romano. Okay, so I'm going to show some images on this, what happens with the apocalypse, okay, or in this case Judgment Day. Okay, there's a bit of sucking up going on there, but don't worry, some get salvation by the giants. The giants are doing some salvation. So this part is carnage. So if you have got any children or kids in the room, please don't let them see some of the stuff in this. It's really, really sinister. So everyone's got no cacks on, or anyone's never got no cacks on or strides in this time. Like, everybody's bollock naked. Okay? Don't know what's happened, but the fucking angels, or the guards, right, they're badasses in this case. They're supposed to be the good ones, come and do good stuff, but in this case, they're like, you know, they've got like robo assistants and shit. They're like fucking people up, and I don't know what's going on. And giants up here, which is smashing up the architecture. Okay. So that's what they got the giants to do. I don't know what they're chowing down on there, but somebody's bringing some stuff over. They're doing a crazy dance, are they? Or have they got a net over them? Net, maybe. So anyway, huge amount of people corralled by angels, okay, and they go to this guy who's got the key. So I don't know what the key is, but it sounds bunkery to me. Okay, got a bunker. Okay, she's like, join the queue already. It's like, no room here. So they are giant angels, Phoenician. Okay, nobody's got any strides on. Everyone looks all misshapen. Everyone looks weird. I don't know why. I think we've gone into some sort of consciousness devolution since these periods where we were a lot bigger. That's why the doors are bigger. I think the giants were maybe us. So let's go back up to this side, okay? So this is it's gone cold, so there's a bit of a Ragnarok, okay? So this guy, okay, and guess who he works for? His boss pays his wages. He's got a club, and he's just like all of humanity at the moment getting clubbed off of the end of a giant pillar, like lemmings. Like lemmings. So the whole of culture, you know, the whole of civilization in this period is gone batshit crazy, eating one another and torturing one another, a bit like Hieronymus Bosch shows, okay? A bit like John Strews explains, a bit like the Bible as well. A lot of that is, you know, insidious crimes, you know, look at, you know, bring me his head on a platter. You know, that's not fucking afternoon matinee, is it? You know, it's pretty extreme. So the dragon is got people on the wheel. So that's guessing they're just like rubbing their bellies on ice. I don't know. whatever it is, it ain't good. Look at this device, just for that. I'm guessing this might be Lucifer, because he's got the light. And you see these dodo evil things quite a lot. And serpents, always serpents associated with these demons. So this one, I'm not sure if that guy's like in trouble or not. Oh dear. This always happens on a Flat Earth British vlog. It's not even my fault. Okay, now this one, as I explained before, I showed this a few years ago. He's getting hot lead poured up his ass. So that's death is called plumbum. Okay, plumbum, PB lead. Don't we? Anyway, so that's the sort of thing they do. They do a lot with they do a lot with lead in their own room 101, which everybody, if they keep LOLing, will be in. In fact, everyone's in the nightmare of their own reality, of their own creation, because everyone just said, yeah. You know, who the fuck said that these queens and these kings are in charge any fucking way? And this divine oath that they do, and it's like from above. These. Yeah. So skinning humans as well. Skinning humans. So yeah, whether or not the portals open and these fuckers come down and do divine, or I fart in your general direction executions. Okay. Bit like you see, or are they just like how the mentality or the psychology will work? Okay, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. This is not funny. So is it just like, you know, an analogy for the psyche? Okay, because some of these depictions I dug up of the terror of the French Revolution, of torture depictions, these people were acting completely similar to this, and that was the elites, apparently. The elites who wanted us to eat grass. Is any of this sounding familiar? I tell you what, they had a fucking bad demise, and they didn't get out of it at all. Ask Marie Antoinette. So these dodo things, you see them in Anonymous Bosch. I think these evil demons bring them with them. They're like, you know, like Predator has pets in the film. Well, I think the Phoenician demon creatures have like these. They're fucking horrible. They're really horrible. So we're missing loads, guys. There's like literally 1,000 things to see in this, but it's really creepy. So here's your angel. Don't worry, boss. I'll take these fucking lot out. I just probably just call a couple of million. This one seems more kindly. Let's see if she's got a scythe. No, she's not. Pointing up. Yeah. You're alright. I think you're going to be okay. You'll be fine. You can go up. Okay? It's going to be epic. Tonight we've got a 14-hour Westlife concert. You go into love. Do you like Westlife? No, I don't actually. Well, we're going. So I wouldn't fancy that very much either. Look at these. Yeah, they might be all like, you know, really creepy in like 30, you know, polar neck jumpers or something, or very friendly and lovely, but there is, you know, too nice and all of that. I can do good as, you know. So she don't look too bad with golden locks. Look at him. Is that Ignatius? I'll save you. Thanks. Yeah, he didn't get saved. Somebody's been eaten. Somebody's been chowing down. Ooh, his bottom half. Oh dear. So this is what we end up as, is it? Forced by our controllers. Easy to do. Just brainwashed. Told one thing. Everyone fucking scared of something invisible. How very, very, very clever and insidious is that? Look, in the bunkers. It's so bad, it's so bad. It's that bad, it's that bad. Fucking Which no one's fighting back. You know, there's a fucking club there. You can give that one, right, smacking a tush. Let's have a look at this. Oh, they're nice and bad time here, guys. That's what I mean. Don't let children see this. Give them fucking nightmares. It's bad enough for adults. I think these are dog heads. Yes, we got the dog heads are in. They got keys, dog heads, guys. What if they're shapeshifters? And actually they are dog heads. And you can only, certain people can see them. Wow. Who knows? It's a beast. So what else nightmarish we got going on in this? So you got these little icy portals where everyone's getting serpented. Oh, hang on a minute. Are these having a good time? No, they're hanging off a tree. Stamping on Demon's head and he's burning her ass. Oh dear. There's nothing good in this, is there? The rest are all there waiting. I don't know if they're going to a happy place. It's not Ace Still this. And it's all on the water. Oh, I never noticed that before. Is that a frog? What's that, guys? Oh, it's me. Should have thought about that. Everyone's been living in excess for far too long. Loads of stuff they didn't even need. Taking everything for granted. Everything. People do. So they haven't got it anymore. Like food. And there's everything. Looks icy, Ragnarocky. That was all water. So yeah, happy days. Happy fucking days. And use your controllers. So I found a crazy, what they would call Roman booklet, early. Lights on Malta. And the death going down. So yeah, Judgement. Pretty savage, guys. Okay. Now I did say, I've said about how many times in my vlogs, I wonder how many times I've said these words, that they go fucking nuts on us, and they've gone fucking nuts on us. This is insanity unparalleled. Yeah, it's just, I can't, you don't even need me to tell you, do you? So these snakes are like, just fucking really dodgy. Oh, there's a pan. Pan's there. What you got on your head? I know that's tech or horns. Oh, the Elephant Man. We've seen them, and that's John Merrick. I am the Elephant Man. Fucking hell. So these cryptids are still alive with these demon lot. Wow, guys. See what I mean? There's so much to see. It's just incredible. So look at this cat, the Phoenician cat. Okay, Kingy's not very happy. What's he shipping out? Ooh. Well, what are they? That's not a human. And he's whipping humans because everyone's been, some are being taken to slavery then. Wow, guys. Bones. So yeah, it's a bad day at Blackrock. Let's see what's going on over here with these angels. Alright, so they're saying get your kit off, you can go in there. I say, no, you're alright mate, I think I'll go that way. They're all going up a staircase into there to be safe, and going up a tower which would take you to a sun. Is there another sun? The moon. Would have been intriguing if there had been a black sun. So there you go. The tower went nowhere, but I'm guessing they think it went to that Zion. There you are. I'll link that to you. You can spend more time looking at it yourself. It's pretty fantastic, that is. Queenie. Okay, she got like coronated in 1953. Now, I'm not going to read all of these facts behind it, but there's some interesting dates and some really strange facts about it all. Now, the imposters, the German imposters, which will say they are related to Asian bloodlines, etc., and they got, they have a nice fancy family tree drew up to even prove it, but the fact still remains that the Greek here, okay, Prince Consort, so he's her consort, weird, and Elizabeth, who looks very happy at whatever's going over, probably jets, related or closely related to Queen Victoria, who married Albert, who was a German. Okay, now did have a German name, Goethe. I can't even say it anyway. And then they had a change in the First World War because, and no loads are going to tell me in comments, because Windsor was much more British. Okay, Windsor. So anyway, a lot happened at this time. We claim the British Empire, that we climbed Everest like no one's ever climbed it before. Ever. Yeah, we climbed Everest. We did a lot of shit that time. A lot of Union Jacks being waved and a lot of British fucking bullshittery. The Coronation is... Oh, the Coronation is a ceremony marking a formal investiture of a monarch with regal power. Power over you. Okay, now I didn't vote for this. Okay, did you vote? No, can I opt out? I'm not into it. Yeah, I'm not into any of it. Yeah, not even one side or the rest, or any of it. I'm like in the between place. I don't want to be with it. Anyway, 1937, 11-year-old Princess Elizabeth watched her father, King George V, crowned in an elaborate ceremony. 16 years later, on the 2nd of June 1953, her own official coronation took place. Now, there's weird stuff with this, like the Stone of Scone, you may have looked into. It's a ceremonial stone that's been used for eons that gets put under the Queen's throne. Big story behind it, but apparently it has some mythical significance. Okay. Coronations have been held at Westminster Abbey for 900 years, and the coronation of Elizabeth II was to follow suit. The Coronation of 1953 was groundbreaking, literally, in its own right. The first ever to be televised in colour, guys, yeah? And it was watched by 27 million people had tellies back then. Really? Yeah, there must have been loads of people watching one telly. I don't think loads of people had tellies in 1953. My mother had one. They said the whole street turned up. In the UK alone, millions more audiences around the world. Anyway, so let's look at some of these facts. I want to look at these dates that are a bit anomalous. Okay, so it's taken place right. Queen Elizabeth was crowned on the 2nd of June 1953 at Westminster. Her Majesty, okay, her Magi, or Majesty, like Jester, more like, was the 39th sovereign to be crowned in Westminster Abbey, or so they say. Queen Elizabeth II, 6th Queen to be crowned in Westminster in her own right. The first was Queen Mary, who was crowned in 1553. Anyway, so let's move on a bit, because some of these dates, don't want to read them all. Okay, so I'll give you the links, you won't have to miss any. So, quite interesting about the crown jewels. The Queen and Duke of Edinburgh were driven to Buckingham Palace in Westminster in the Golden State coach, pulled by 8 grey gelding horses: Cunningham, Tovey, Noah, Tedder, Eisenhower, Snow White, Tipperary and McCreary. It's fucking random, isn't it? It's like Blitzen, Snitzen and Ditton, or whatever they're called. Anyway, so the coronation bouquet was made of white flowers comprising of orchids and lily of the valleys from England. Don't they represent death? I'm not sure. Stephanosis from Scotland and orchids from Wales, and carnations from Northern Ireland and the Isle of Man. Okay. The Duke of Edinburgh was full naval dress. Okay, now my father was a skipper at sea, and he used to be docked in the same docks sometimes as Prince Philip, and he said that like he was fucking a right one when he was in port. Right one, right proper elite. You know the score. Anyway, so there's a dressage. Okay, probably worth a squillion because it's full of jewels. Okay, he wore a coronet. He wore a coronet, which is like a little crown for little kings type thing. Okay, so anyway, don't get too carried away, man. There's the crown. Okay, so some of the dates anyway, like the diamonds, 1333. Also with the dates was a couple with 6 in the date. You just a bit further on down. Anyway, so on the way to the coronation, the Queen wore George IV's state diadem, the crown depicted on stamps made in 1820. The diadem features roses, shamrocks, thistles, and 1,333 diamonds and 169 pearls. I suppose that's like diamante. I don't know, I'm a bloke. I don't know what things like that. But that's the Knights of Malta and the 4 angels. No, you know, what Meru, north and south. Crazy, crazy. So it was done by the Archbishop of Canterbury, managed to stay alive. There's an oath as well, a recognition of an oath. She's like, basically, I'll sort these bitches out later. Okay? There it is. So there's a sort of, I suppose, ritual. It is all a ritual. Has to be done in a certain order, and it's all very, very sort of satanic. Okay, why she got to be given a glove? I wonder what the glove is. It's really weird. All of it's something to do with the Phoenicians. So the crown during the coronation weighed 4 pounds 12 ounces and was made of solid gold. Gold's a brilliant conductor. So the crown and the orb, also made in 1661, was the most important piece of regalia. It is the globe, gold surrounded by a cross gilded by bands of diamonds, emeralds, rubies, sapphires, pearls, and a large amethyst on its summit. I've got a picture of that. I never even knew that. Isn't that interesting? I love amethyst. I've got amethyst here. Feels nice, vibrational wise for me. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not going to read all of these millions of fucking things. There it is. So it's in Phoenician purple, so it's been treated in mercury. It's got electromagnetic tech. I'm guessing this is ermine. Some of the biggest jewels. I know one of these diamonds was carried by Henry V in the Battle of Agincourt around his neck, so they say, and is now on the state crown. So the imperial state crown. There's also Queen Elizabeth's earrings. Okay. On the way back to Buckingham Palace, the Queen wore a newly made purple robe of the state, embroidered cipher of the Queen, and a border of wheat ears and olive branches. Phoenician stuff. Just crazy. I bet that was fucking unbelievable. All of it is. So yeah, the Queen's coronation, the Coronation, who rules us all. Apparently. Through our choice. A choice of our own. So they had a monarchy, okay, you know, with Louis XVI and everything that went on in Versailles and all his predecessors and everything else, and Marie Antoinette, etc, etc, etc. And she was overheard by one of the maids apparently when she said, well, what are we going to do about the starving masses and all this famine? And she's like, fuck them, let them eat grass, Harold, or whatever his name was. Louis, okay, like that, probably. In a French accent. Anyway, apparently that sparked off a revolution and all these lot got totaled, don't you know? So the way they have been behaving is absolutely nuts, insanity to us, okay guys? And I can't imagine any of these people after all this is ever, or if it's ever done with, ever can respect off the masses when people find out. Everyone's waking up. I'm seeing people all day long that know this is bullshit, guys, okay? Just promising a fucking second wave. So you just like just fucking bugging people, gaslighting them, saying, yeah, well, there's not that many dead yet, but we're going to have some hospitals, because there will be, okay? Because we're to make sure. So once it underlying, yeah, so people are like, they can't do that, can they? Yeah, they fucking can, and they will. People need to face up is what people need to do. They need to face the facts of how much shit we are all in and do something about it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it constantly, guys, trying to work a way out for us all. Which is why I'm thinking about this breakaway civilization. So it's the same scenario. It's the controllers in the revolution is out with the old, boss in with the new. Okay, guys. So they got rid of the monarchy, and then they bring in some republicans. Okay, like Napoleon and crew. So apparently, this angel breathing fire, it was an active fasces, which you'll see, Zeus's tool. Okay, he carries one. And like buckets and buckets of heads. Now, who else done that? The death cult Coaxicatl done that in Mexico, who were also Phoenicians. So the eye and the ear, they're watching everything, guys. Everything you do. And he's got the serpents on his head, a bit like in the allegory for Mirrors of the Past Safeguarding Our Future. It's all to do with skull and crossbones. Let's see who this head is on this guy. What's the date on that? Oh, it's not a printer. Can I get in a bit further? So we got people underground, below ground level, there too. Double-headed dog. So you got this. All this is in flames. The double pillars, Masonic pillars. It's all in like a plasma burst, flameage, skull and crossbones, and some weird guy's head. Wonder if they got talking heads in jazz like they have on Futurama, like the talking Nixon's head and stuff like that in the future. Anyway, the future is our past, as you will find out, no doubt. It gets rougher before it gets better, but unfortunately, that won't be in our lives. But it's down to us to, usher in a new age, golden age. So it's very sinister, okay? So this is your Phoenician, okay? He's like, "You's my bitch." So he's got hold of his hair. His hand's in a very, very sinister fucking place. What's the matter with his leg? Oh right, I get it. It's a dead person laying over his lap, and he's like, "Oh no, oh no." Oh, the humanity. And this person's grabbing this person's hair, who's in with a load of. Sorry about the really, really fucked up images. These are called the terror of the Civil War. I'm guessing that was everybody who got greedy. But like the thing is who was the selection process for these fucking revolutionaries anyway? You know what I mean? It's gonna be like they're just as corrupt. You can't fucking say that they're holier than thou on either fucking side. They're all thinking alike, these fucking people. It's all about money, it's all about power. Yeah? Hardly ever about like getting back to our organic roots and being human fucking beings again, outside of all of that. Is it? Because, France fucking went massive fucking, imperialist after this period, didn't they? So it didn't change. It went just the same, but without a monarchy. Same happened to Russia. You know what happened to them, don't you? Same way. So it's heads. Oh, the humanity. She's got fleur-de-lis, so she couldn't give a flying fuck. I don't know what she's putting her hair out for. Smashed up antiquities. Bells are gone. So they're burning all the churches. Okay. Incendiarying them. Getting to know the theme, aren't we? Tyranny of the revolutionary. Okay, so what looks like an elitist standing on a revolutionary. Do you understand? No, I do not understand. I overstand, but I don't understand. Here they are again, look. So it's the Gorgon. She's flying this time. Okay, you can tell with the, excuse the phrase, shriveled tits, and the Gorgony hair, and him. Okay, wing. Oh, this is the goose. This is the goose, I think. Looks goosey. Goosey gander. So, whether the stork brings all the children, I do not know. So yeah, everything's burning. Trees gone. Drugs bad. So that's really shit, isn't it? So that's what happened in the French Revolution. No cunning way to get rid of everybody is a guillotine. It was used right up into the 60s because it's okay. Apparently, when Marie Antoinette had her head chopped off, Okay, apparently her head fell in the basket and she was still reciting the Lord's Prayer. Spooky, eh? So yeah, it's clean, efficient, but you know, you sever the head and you're instantly dead. But you know, what's the cult? What's the cult with heads and setting them up? Clergy, parliament, noblemen. Sorry, I'm not sure what that is. So different categories of people. So there's some like sorts of selection process. So that's all organised and arranged, thought out. So everyone's getting their head chopped off basically. And this is this famous depiction, another reset depiction, guys, which we've looked at 1,000 times all over the internet by now since we first dug this up. I don't know, 3 years ago now, 3 years ago. Is the reset process. I did have a blog. It was called Skull and Crossbones Privileges. You can find it on the Celtic Tartarian channel. It's the same scenario, survival. If you think of this in a Corona way, Sharona way, everyone's in blindfolds in this part, and the reset of civilization, everyone is starving, being eaten. He's going for food because they got bread, so that's government handouts. And the great death selection, who's staying and who isn't, all judged by Phoenicians. And the great golden egg laying ostrich who works with this dude. And they got homunculus. Wow. This is like a Hermes homunculus. They're mega intelligent, so he's probably doing the thinking for him, because they're way ahead of us, homunculus. They probably had him doing all sorts of advanced shit going on. Oh, baby dragons. They're dragon eggs. Dragon eggs. Is this dragon got... It's a female dragon. That looks human. She's standing on. Okay. What was the one jug hanging out? But that's the ISIS thing going on, isn't it? Still very much Phoenician. It's always the one jug is hanging out. Okay. Well, I don't know. So here's that guy. This time though, he's not got a flaming hat. Okay. Not this guy. We've never seen him before. Alright, very sinister. He's got an elongated head. He's got the hat, which is not flaming this time. Okay, his name is Jean. Okay, and he's getting the blood out of it. One can only imagine what he's going to do with that blood out of that hat. Okay. There she is again. So she's the Gorgon. She flies. She comes out of the ground. She's snakes in her hair. She's the Gorgon. She's snakes. EM. And she's always got these it's like blokey interpretations, but always in weird saggy titty things going on. Skull and crossbones. Everybody's dead with virus or what have you, or whatever. Fake virus, starving because it pretended there was a virus. And this is bullshittery. Discord. I always stay from Discord servers. I think something in the name. It's a bit of a giveaway, really. So there you are. Stacks and stacks of guillotines to get rid of huge amounts of people. Now, I've showed in my depictions. Same thing happened in the Middle Ages. They had just crucified the entire town. Everybody gets crucified, and the Phoenician, emperor or Caesar or Tsar just looks on. The Parisian, the French hat, big part of this. Upside down tower. Sorry, I don't know what this is. Let's have a look. It's from the French Revolution, 1789. It's a club. That's Britain. Where's Wales? It's very, very, very offensive. Well, they seem to be living in some sort of weird tree trunk. Sorry, blow it up yourself and try and make it. I'm looking at this upside down tower. That's really freaky. Okay, can't really get down to that small enough, but that's a very unusual depiction. French Revolutionary again. So rule Britannia rules the waves. We got Constitution, Magna Carta, which basically the government's just wiped their ass with for some reason. It's not worth the paper it's written on. 2 Phrygians, Trident, somebody's head, Gorgon. Okay, this Gorgon's angelly. And just gotta basically kill everybody. This guy, fucking hell, he was only walking down the road. Mortality. Let's have a look. Religion, loyalty, obedience to laws. Independence, personal security, justice, inheritance, protection, property, industry, national prosperity, happiness, which is best, atheism, or perjury, rebellion, treason, anarchy, murder, equality, madness, cruelty, injustice, treachery, ingratitude, idleness, famine, national and private run misery, which is best. Well, this bit's best, yeah. The third side to the coin. Okay, somebody not laying down a fucking opposition and a rule on our ass. We don't have to do any of what this is. Okay, just completely, it's like, that's rules, isn't it? Like, you wouldn't need to do any of this. You wouldn't be that for a start off, because you're in a creation, okay, and there's a creator, and all of the rest of these things would be just personal security, independence. All of this would just be natural traits that would come to us naturally. Don't need to be fucking told by somebody. That's the control in itself, giving it energy. Not too much happening there. She's like, I've had enough of hearing about my Sharona to last me a lifetime. Me too. We're moving on. So that was the misery or the terror, okay, of the French Revolution. This one's unusual. Let me just flick through this quick. What's happening here, guys? French again, right, is stage sets, okay, in the Middle Ages, right? Now, do not underestimate the size of a stage set between 1592 and 1635. Check this out, guys. This is just insane. Absolutely. I'm not even joking. It's just, I thought myself, what town is this? So it's for Solomon. It's a stage show, and they've literally built, apparently, I thought, no. So there's Solomon and all the other characters. And I thought, well, that can't be. That's just a city, isn't it? I can see there's this going on, but the development of it, and then they show you that they just burn it all. The stage is a stage. It says it's a stage, and they got these faceless knight setups. I thought we could twig who he was. The only one I've linked a name to is Antoninus. There it is again. So it's like a performance. And then the apocalyptic bit. Okay. And they seem, is he giants or are these little people? No, they seem to be giants. These are normal size. So Solomon the not so great. And there's another depiction there of the universal justice. That's the same one. Okay, let's move on. So yeah, I'll share that link. You look for yourself. So front piece of Solomon, and they say it's a stage for, cinematographic or cinematic act. It's an act. So in that sort of venue, and they've torched it as well. There's one big fucking stage. It makes me think about San Francisco 1906 film. If they can do it to that, they can do it to that extent. Right, but moving on. This is a Roman or Phoenician text that I've been going through, and it showed me some cluage, unusual stuff as well, guys. All unusual, in fact. So let me get to the beginning. Please share this out. This will be up and available later tonight. I've put a little message out saying I will be about. I'll be in chat with you now. Hopefully kicking back and having some fun. There's a little bit to go yet though on this post, half hour or so. We can look at the North Pole, or lands in the North Pole. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, why don't them? Right, where's my embiggening instrument. Come on. Ah, my embiggening instrument is not there. There it is. Now, I've been going through them. There's a lot of date clues and stuff, and they just look at Roman antiquity. Some clueage, post reset. Been looking at some of the coins to try and work out who are on these. Okay, you know, Babylonian Death Cult Phoenician thing going on. You see, Statue of Liberty. Babylon. On Zion. And you got the pyramid. For August. I guess that's Augustus Caesar. And some of these coins for clueage. So as the laurel leaves. And these women, I'm not sure if they turn plant or what have you. Bacchus, is it? No. Okay. So, they show you the ruins of the reset world. Beautifully detailed, these. Absolutely beautiful. So all of that was underwater at some stage. And a very unusual tower. I don't know what it's doing on this bridge, but look at that, split down the middle. All the reeds from where it's been underwater for so long. During the possibly the flood of what we think is 1609, around that era, when Rome, or the noble city of Rome, was smashed and was thick under mud and water then mud. And when they came along for repairs, and look at this, guys, right, this wall has been smashed to hell, and they've replaced it with statues and bits of column. But the column, they all fit into one another like a mechanism. That guy's had his face off and his arm off. There's the M again. ABAA. And this serpent has got two heads. On a stone. Really weird. Not sure. See, so that's how they make repairs. So everything's ruined. Look, you can see it's all mud. Everything's been underwater, and the water's not receded, and they look like cogs, like they would turn. But they used them all: Corinthian arch top, column tops, and columns to block up a hole, bridge a gap. Yeah, also. It's not very unusual. But I've got a photograph of this taking place as well. I've posted on my channel, but this is like to an epic scale to shore up these walls. So it was important for him to shore them up after the event. Look at that, the way the water came out, left reeds. Oh, okay, this is truly Mad Max era. This is the, like, you know, let's shore up our wall. Wow. They've done a killer job of making the wall better, didn't they, guys? Shit. Wow. So, what else has got in this bookage? Okay. So, Corinthian tops. Very nice. And some of them antiquities we just looked at. Excuse me. Santon. Oh, IOM and the active fasces, Jupiter. R. Oh, okay. Who's he? Saturi, Satan, and two commandos. Now, one of them could be the Faceless Knight. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. Is it Antonini? Ooh, it's difficult to say. I got different ideas for who the Faceless Knight is. Still bugs me. So we got D and the M. So all in a language. Oh, look at this. She's got the glasses and a D on the and an M on one side. Oh, I wonder what's that? D&M. Okay, so he's doing some alchemy and checking out her asps. Asp. Doing the old, like, similar thing that was going on in the other depiction, but on a woman. It's really weird. It's bit me on the asp. That's what happened to Cleopatra one. It was asps. They're poisonous snakes, apparently. So what's that thing she's rubbing there, guys? Do you reckon sound will come out of it? Or is it just going to make a hologram of a fishy, serpenty, many-headed Brahma type woman? Because this looks like a Hindu deity. And the upside down pyramid on a slab of what looks like hill. What else we got? Any more cluage of the Phoenicians that can tell us anything? No, I'm not sure. Okay, let's move on. I got so much, and the time is getting on. Now, what we got next, I will cover on the next post. I will give you a link for it. Basically, I was going to look, I'll show you the images of the day post offices. Okay, I've been looking at the general post offices because they are older buildings. They all got technasmia fitted. This one is the remarkable Ottawa one, and it burns out in 1904. And the history of Ottawa is just ridiculous. Now, 1826, everything set up. 1855, bam. So it's the same story for Ottawa as it is everywhere. And what you get is a beautiful Tatarian city. I'll give you the link, and I got some images of other post offices. Now, post means after, like post-apocalypse, post my Sharona, and basically I think it's something to do with after the events or the reset, where they go and maybe when you're a new arrival in a city, you go to the post office to be allocated your new dwelling. The previous occupants no longer have, because they got with everybody else in the last reset, which left all of the cities completely empty, mud flooded deep after some cataclysmic event. And then they got rid of all of the mud, laid down cobble and trams and everything else, and put it back the way, more or less, except for the flying machines and the antiquitech and the technasmia and the beautiful way of living and the organic everything and the free energy and everything we've been robbed. They got rid of it by fire. Ruins of the Gilmore Hotel. Okay, any remnants of these Titanian buildings get smashed in war. There are plenty still about. Noel again. No yell. No yell. So they have a day off yell on Christmas Day. No electric. So I'll give that to you, because basically I was going to go into it a bit more. I will read a little bit of this because I think it's sinister. Oh, excuse me. The prophecies of Mother Shipton. Well, Mother Shipton, excuse me, I'd like to go and see her cave up in Yorkshire. She did some prophecies from 1488 to 1561. Can't really say if it's not social engineering put to us, and wrote, you know, in more recent times. There's a medieval pamphlet flying around, blah blah blah. But I thought, I looked at it because, you know, basically Nostradamus haven't said much about these events, not that I can see, and she has covered some of these events and some of these crazy times we're living in. So 400 odd years ago, this is what she's saying. And now a word in forthcoming rhyme, or what shall be in future time. Then upside down world shall be gold found at the root of a tree. All England's sons that plough the land shall oft be seen with book in hand. The poor shall know, great wisdom know, great houses stand in far-flung vale, all covered o'er with snow and hail. So some sort of weather. A carriage without horse will go. Disaster filled the world with woe. in London Primrose Hill shall be the centre of the hold at Bishop Sea. Around the world's men's thoughts will fly. The internet. Around the world, men's thoughts will fly quicker than the twinkling of an eye, and water shall great wonders do. How strange, and yet it shall come true. Through towering hills proud men shall ride, no horses or ass move by his side. Beneath the water men shall walk, shall ride, shall sleep, shall even talk, and in the arms of men shall be seen in white and black and ever green. Even green. Just fucking crazy. The water and iron then shall float as easy as a wooden boat. Gold shall be seen in a stream and stone in a land that is yet unknown. Well, America's been discovered, so what gold-filled land is she talking about? Is that yet to come? I think that England shall admit a Jew. I think this strange, but it is true. The Jew that once was held in scorn shall be Christian and then be born. A house of glass shall come to pass in England, but alas, alas, the wall will follow with the work. Who dwells the pagan and the Turk? Where dwells the pagan and the Turk, excuse me. The states will lock in fiercest strife and seek to take each other's life. When north shall thus divide the south, the eagle builds in lion's mouth. Then tax and blood and cruel war shall come to every humble door. The war, the invisible war. 3 times shall lovely sunny France be led to play a bloody dance, before the people shall be free, free from tyrant rulers shall she see. 3 rulers in succession, each spring from different destiny, and when the fierce strife is done, England and France shall be as one. The British olive shall next then twine in marriage with German vine. Men walk beneath and over streams, fulfilled shall be their wondrous dreams. All those wondrous days far off, women shall adopt a craze to dress like men and trouser wear, and cut off their locks and their hair, and ride astride with brazen brow as witches do on broomsticks now, and roaring monsters with men atop does seem to eat the verdant crop, and men shall fly as birds do now, and give away the horse and plough. So everything mechanical. Wow, how long does this go on for? Fuck me, I'm not reading all that. Jesus. So anyway, it goes on. It's just amazing. She talks about cars, submarines. I like this bit, yeah. The intermingle to show them how to live and love, and thus endow the children with the second sight. A natural thing, so that we might grow graceful, humble, and when do, the golden age will start anew. The golden age will start anew. And we get second sight. Very interesting. Read it all yourself, guys. Fucking really, really, you know, even if it's not from far off antiquity and it's just social engineering stuff, it's pretty big fucking clues. The elites, the Phoenicians built these. These are water developments. They're all on water. Massive cymatic patterns to starfort systems. This one's one of the best you'll ever see. Is in Valletta in Malta. Huge. Now, everywhere's got them. Britain's got quite a few on the south coast, etc. This book here for sale, by the way, for $6,500 for this atlas I was looking at. But beautiful, beautiful depictions in it. But they only give you a few to look at. fortunately. So yeah, there's the United Kingdom starforts. Tilbury Docks in London got one. Royal Citadel. Charles Fort. Now they got one of them in America too. And Charles Fort's the name of the author of the Book of the Damned, which I can link. Fort Cumberland. James Fort, and it's a fort. Berwick Castle, or Berwick Castle. Star Castle. Fort George. Pendennis Castle. Fort McConaughey Drop Redoubt, Landguard Fort, Deal Castle, Fort Westmoreland, Magazine Fort, Fort on Alderney Islands, which is one of the Channel Islands, Fort Nelson, Elizabeth, Fort Camden, Carlisle, Cove Fort, and forts at Cork. So the United States has so many. They're all in different shapes, but you can see that there's one designer. Even Vietnam got them. When the British were there, they did a cracking job when they were there. They didn't beat, Vietnam have won every single war, but when we were there, apparently everything went along swimmingly, so the narrative says. Turkey, Taiwan, Sweden, Suriname, Sri Lanka, Spain, South Africa, Slovenia, Serbia, Russia. Has got millions more than that. Romania, Puerto Rico, Portugal has got brilliant starforts. So if you don't know about them, there's just a massive field in itself, guys. Cole Gimbley and basically our man Victor Bouge, or basically the Boogeyman on YouTube, is doing one of the biggest resources on Earth for, or the biggest resource for starforts, and they've been working on it. I think it's already compiled. You may want to check that out, guys. So artworks, I'll give you the link for them. I was looking at this because there was a load of Cossacks killing what looked like sort of Tatarian type people in art. Now this is a beautiful art collection. The link I'll give you, like Rubens or statues galore. It's absolutely stunning stuff. Strange enunciations of said deities. Yeah. So it comes from above. Same old hidden hand. It's a beautiful garden, mind. And I guess this is Gabriel, doing a bit of enunciating, but it's a chick. So bit of pain and torture, and that would be a Dura. Yeah, Durorio, Alberta Dura, and that would be a Jardin, which looks like a Hieronymus Bosch, which is the Garden of Eden. Okay, more torture. Skull and crossbones on what looks like some sort of altar underneath, and they're all in medieval clothes and medieval armour at this period. You've got a sun and a black sun. 2 seconds. Black sun. You've got a Muslim flag on this flag here. It's red and it's got a crescent moon and a star. So it's a Muslim. It's Muslim night. There's crucifixion in Flanders. Ugh, Cardinal Raphael's had a photograph taken because it looks like a photograph. There's another dude with a wicked happy hat and a wicked happy hat on his horse. He's doing that hand sign, don't even look. And I guess these are Three Witches by Rubens. The water theme, the Phoenicians, Cheloponouskis. Beautiful colour on them flowers. But yeah, it's all misshapen, it's just weird. What's going on with all that? More Phoenician hand signage. I don't know. That looks pretty cool. Pretty cool artworks for you to go through. Absolutely beautiful. And you can get links to all sorts of authors. It's a great resource. I'll link this book as well. If you're basically bored and in right now, because there's a lockdown of the whole of civilization, why not read our book, The Holy Grail of the Flat Earth? I can guarantee you, it will leave your head blown. Okay, nothing like it has ever been done before. This book is health disorders, okay, because of changes in hair, and it gives you a whole load of techniques through fasting and abstinence and everything, how to not get affected by any airborne sort of apparent things which are not real anyway, okay, but things do make us ill, okay, because it's already in us. But changes in hair, diet, irregularity and simple medicines is why I'm giving it to you, because there's tips So how to stay healthy, and some of them are really, really good. Okay, guys, some are really, really good. So this was me. I went to Cardiff City Centre last Saturday to look at the stadium. Excuse me. The stadium, which is in my city, the Principality Stadium, which is being modified into a hospital. And I'll show you now what I'm saying. The biggest hospital in Wales, 3,000. Flat British, Martin speaking with Matthew here on the River Taff, opposite the Principality Stadium. And what you're witnessing there is the pandemic. So what you see is there's a guy, he's just bored off his fucking ass, no face mask. That's the pandemic, is it? Wicked. Over there, okay. Yeah. So that's the biggest hospital in Wales. There's nobody there, guys. It's completely fucking empty. There's not a soul around. Check these buildings over there on mud flooders, and all with Bacchuses over the windows. Amazing architecture around here. Fitzhammond Place. Fitzhammond Place. So there you are. There's your epidemic. Biggest hospital in Wales. But guy bored off his fucking ass. No face mask. Bored off his ass. Okay, that echoes then. You see how far that travels. It's fucking heavy. See you later, Platter British Matthew. Later, brothers. See you want to see you later. Peace and love. So yeah, basically, the situation is it's supposed to be the second biggest hospital, or the biggest hospital in Wales, and this guy, no mask, no people, you can't get down there, they blocked it off. He was just seemed alright, just bored shitless. He had fuck all to do. This is an epidemic, guys, and there's fuck all happening. Nobody was there. It's just empty, just waiting for whatever. Nothing going on at the giant hospital. So we took some photographs of some Phoenician, you know, there's Bacchus on every one of these buildings, nice red Tartarian brick, anchor, basically I think that's a DOS house for alcoholics or what have you. Bacchus again, and the lion on these windows. And there's a gold mine in Riverside in Cardiff, a little mud flooders, they're absolutely everywhere. That one's been converted. Ooh. Sorry. Flat British Manuscript speak. I don't know where we are there. Okay. Let's have a little watch of that. Flat British Manuscript speaking. I'm here with my friend Matthew Davis. Probably see him in chat at some stage. We're just coming to see this new arrival. I'm in Cardiff City Centre, next to the Millennium or the Principality Stadium, which has just been turned into like the biggest hospital in the country. Thousands of beds waiting in there for this fucked up thing that's about to happen to us any time. And look at this motherfucker they put up. Huh? This is recent. This is in the last, week or two. During the lockdown mines, they got time to put these fucking things up. So I'll just give you a look around. This is the River Taff. Cardiff Bridge. Okay. And that is the stadium. It's full of fucking, you can see the tents. Not really. So you can't walk along there anymore, man?
No, they blocked it off.
Oh, a lot of wank.
They blocked it off. Yeah.
So yeah. So apart from that, the parks are really cool. I've been sat in the parks, been fucking excellent. It's not too bad at all. Look at that under that bridge by there. There's a sort of wall. Can you see that door?
Yeah.
There's a door in there. So that goes under the street, doesn't it?
It must be like that's probably like.
You see that? Across the way?
Probably on this side.
Yeah. So there must be little rooms in them or something. You can see there are remnants of the old Cardiff Bridge under this one. They're a bit further out though. Much better bridge than this thing. Much better. They replaced it with this. But they got the original blockwork. That's the later thing.
That's rebuilt like.
Yeah. So, anyway. Do you want to see? Peace and love. Flat British, Martinliedtke speaking. I'm here with my friend. Yeah, they got money to put a dirty, great big fucking 5G tower up, haven't they? Which is sick. So anyway, back. We're going to do some images of the day, and then basically that'll be it for the day. So another 10-20 minutes or so. But the images are absolutely stonking. I'm going to solve a case here today. If you click my Didivahn channel, people keep coming back and say, Matt, your channel doesn't have any content. Oh, really? Just click videos. There's like 1,000 fucking videos plus of everything to do with this subject. Mind-blowing stuff. Just check them out, guys. It's all just... all of them. Look at them. Some of the views on these are insane. They all went 30s and 40s and what have you. 40,000, some of them. Crazy. Just crazy. So check them out. That there, The Greatest Secret Never Told. Okay, 1 year ago, but it's not. It's closer to 2 now. It's just a mind blow. If you're bored and you've got 5 hours to spare, I promise you, by the end of that, you'll see everything completely different. Your whole reality will be completely different. And like I said, guys, if you are bored, which you probably are by now, the Holy Grail of Flat Earth will keep you very, very complicated, okay, and give you plenty to think about after, okay. It's going to make new synapses in your brain, new ways. It'll make neural pathways for you, and you have new ways of thinking. It's just going to be really exciting. Anyway, let's solve a case. So the Voynich Manuscript, okay, has befuddled people, academics, quackademics, for eons, hasn't it? Ooh, even Voynich himself, the dude, could not solve the case. We don't know where this come from. Well, I'll tell you where it came from. Phoenicia. These are Phoenicians. They come out of the well. Okay. Well. Okay. They're all naked. And, okay, we will see Phoenician goings on. So it's quite a expansive book. A lot of it is just plants that don't exist. Okay. But it's the rainbow, yeah. Check this out: the star, the Mama Sharona, and it's all alchemical, and they're claiming no knowledge of it. They're having a giraffe on us, guys. Yeah. This is another very rare text, the Sinifarianus text, which is, they say they don't know who it is, but I can see just by this. What it means is just abstract. And you find with these mirror image, says there, mirror image, the mirror, with the Phoenicians, is they come down in like these little well, like barrels, like you're going to jump off of Niagara Falls, and they have the mirror. Okay, it's the Phoenicians. They don't know these letters because they come from other lands that are not here, that are outside here, that either outside the ice circle, the ice wall, in another land, or they're in the north, which we'll look at now. The Phoenicians. The lady in the lake. She's even got, like, you know, blonde hair, red ruby lips on and shit. It's just weird. And these, that's like soul. You know, they're not that hard to understand. These words have got some little, you know, some of them read out in English. A mermaid, and they don't know who it is. Yeah? Or the one that gets spuked out of a fish that we've seen in Hindu, Phoenician, in Greek, so-called Greek, and Roman, and Etruscan. All of them will show you these Phoenicians. So it's, you know, all the same. Loads of you know, sirens, all in water, naked. In this case, doing sweet fuck all. Okay. And they come out the well, a special well. A well. Oh, they don't know where they come from. It's a mystery to humanity. But this Phoenician has just come out of the well, has a cross in its hand, but it's befuddled. There's not such a word. I invented that. It is mashed up the heads of academia forever, and they can't work it out. Yeah? Maybe they should have watched Flat Earth British. Oh, check this out. I took this from the inside of a giant. Basically, it's an organic machine. If you stimulate the heads like this, it'll go splurt, 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 or whatever. So it's organic tech. They got organic tech. It's no fucking biggie. Yeah, it's Venetians. They got mastery over water. And the whole thing's probably organic, like a Leviathan. I don't know what these are. Just towerage. And strange creatures, which we've seen some of. So there's a case solved. If you don't think it's the Phoenicians, I think after a year or two of decoding so many books on them that I think this is the case. So the North Pole, on many maps you can see that the North Pole, look at that, he's fighting a unicorn horse. You will find in this I-679, in this one, you'll find an Atlantis which has disappeared. If you just get to it. And the Phoenician death cult of Quetzalcoatl, again, where they are. Oh, that's a nasty death, isn't it? Having your back squished on a pyramid. Yeah. Terra Nova. So Terra, Earth, Nova, New Earth. Okay, and the New Earth, everyone is chowing down. They got grass skirts on, and they're all fucking cannibals. Look what I brought home, love. Island California, there must have been a giant mud flood in Oregon or up here, and it connected it all up again. Or this rose under here, because all of that is now obviously not an island anymore, but it's got cartographied. Faun, Phoenicia, California, all of it is Phoenician. The city of angels. And here's the lands up north. Okay. And they always got deltas, 4 deltas. If you're familiar with Mercator's Hyperboreum, I haven't brought that up, sorry. And you also get these great lands coming all the way up as far as Guinea, in this case New Guinea. So over the Tropic of Capricorn, in these cases, warm lands all the way around us. And there it is, more like a Mercator's Hyperboreum with the 4 land masses, and some of them are supposed to be with pygmies. They've got mountain ranges all around them, and you know, if you watch Epic Flatwater's channel, Flatwater Flat Earth guys, one of the best channels in YouTube history, he will tell you about Olaf Johnson's voyage, Sleepy Mountain, when he goes with his father up to warm lands in the north, warm like a spring day in Amsterdam. And here we have again, you know, Fornaventura, got the land of giants. So the giants and the Welsh are down next to this land. It's got all names because it's all occupied, as you can see on many maps, the Pierre Reese maps, and they give you depictions of Atlantis, and it's always concentric circles going in, and I think it's an analogy for this whole place. And then Peary, when looking for this land or this mountain range, Croker's mountain range and Croker's land. So in the early 1900s, Robert E. Peary invented Crokerland, or Crokerland, and supposedly massive island in Arctic, north of Canada, to secure funding from San Francisco financier George Crocker. Major American organisations, including National Literature Museum, sponsored a 4-year expedition. He never finds it, but he ends up in the North Atlantic and says this small island above of Norway that he spotted is Crokerland. But there's endless amounts of evidence of people seeing this mountain range all the way up here, north of Asia, the tundra, and north of Canada. Okay? It's got TA on it there. Tataria. Sorry, I can't bring this map up more, but it's an old map. Who done this one? I can't remember. Of Atlantis. So what you got here is African coast, Morocco, coming down to West Africa, and it's bordering this huge landmass. The only bit of it left now is the Fortunate Islands, which are the Canaries. Sorry, it's a bit of a fucked up picture, but this is either shitty cartography or this is what the world looked like after a flood. Yeah. And we say that in the North Pole, okay, in this book, you can read all about it, is an upside down pyramid, impossibly big, causing a harmonic which keeps the water dome in place, and just the magnets, basically all your compasses point towards it, and it's part of the 10 vortex system, the mechanism of the double torus for this place. And as you can see here, guys, right, this is supposed to be like Northern America, so Alaska and sort of thing. Phoenicians, and you got this unicorn, sea unicorn, and above there the delta's going into this land above. They've been depicted quite a bit by the Phoenicians. Is the lands up north. Many times. So, images of the day, and I'm going to bounce. Please share this out. Thanks for popping by. I'm going to be back on the weekend. I've got so much more to show you, so much more to tell you, but I've got to sort it all up because there's so much of it. Okay, here's my images of the day. I'm sure I had them up. Going through some of these GPOs, okay, in British cities. This is the London one, and they're Greco-Romano temples, all London General Post Office, GPO. And they run everything, television, telephone. I was looking into these telephonists. They had these huge halls with thousands of women doing telephony. Just like, how can I connect you today? But in London voice. Manuscript, the Aura Linda book, which I've got a copy of. I think I'll talk about that a little bit more in the future. So here's Tatarian buildings, but also post offices worldwide. This one, beautiful, isn't it? All blocked up. They do that with the best ones. This one's a post office in Swindon, and that's the state of the world. After the reset. After everything's got smashed and underwater, after a giant wave came through and mud flood, and then it's all covered up this high, and then they got to dig it all out again. Look at that beautiful building buried that high, yeah. Even the doors. And that's, excuse me, not far after a mud flood, not cleared out. A previous occupants, either we've vibrationally been shrunk, as our consciousness has been lessened, or we were coexisting, but I got a feeling it might have been us. And the doors were massive, necessary. We've been downsized. We've been shrunk. That's a door. Okay. With the Phoenicians and the seashells, the keys, everything we just looked at, and then depictions showing you the resets, cycle, the controllers, the mechanism, the technology. Look at this beautiful, beautiful building. Phoenician, no. Now, this is Mexico. Phoenician again. Ah, all the X's. Look at these dirty little backers. Wow, and the serpents above. That is crazy. And that's in Mexico. Trees. Is that a tree? Or is that something else laying down on the top of that mesa? Is that a tree trunk? What about that one? What about that one on its side? Okay. More of Rome. They always have these. They're like noise reduction in these arches. We've thought about the arches quite a bit. We thought it could have been like, a decontamination or airport, like an airport to search you, etc. This is below the pyramids. We talked about this quite a bit. We're going to talk about it some more. Beavers make of dams, okay? As in, this possibly, very possibly, is Noah's Ark, and he was all kept alive and a year during the flood in this underground city that's all under Giza Plateau. That's a nice door. See? Big doors for big people. A culture stolen. They had victory over it. Phoenicians number 13. Look at this, the blank panel, always. I think it's mirrors. What's this? Oh yeah, this woman, she got her jugs out and basically done a selfie instead of like, I just got fucking time now to get my, to basically jugs, take a photograph of my jugs, Instagram it or what have you, when I'm looking after dead fucking people in the plague. So it's a bit of a taste. I knew where that was. Oh, it's that church that got moved. I know the one. I've seen it before. Yeah. But they're interesting. To me, it looks like an event has happened. That train looks too small. Look at that then, guys. Not a starfort, but more a pyramid. Look at all these balls. Pretty cool, isn't it? Sorry, I don't know. I think it's an Italian lake. Brian Staveley. So, look at this for its Italian building. With all the Phoenician additives. They go nuts on the ostentatiousness. All of it goes into the roof. All of the detail. It's just insane. The further up you go, the better it gets. For where you're not going to see. Sorry, I'm not sure. It's like a coral castle affair, but it's out of antiquity. All that's supposed to be carved. And that is Venus, what it's looking like these days. Just like it was coming through water. More antiquitech from Russia. Beautiful United States colour photograph. Tram running on electric. But beautiful street. And that is Los Angeles with a nice little Moorish Tatarian building. Looking ancient. Looking like a mosque in LA. Get these in all of these American cities. And here's the Phoenicians coming. They got to do their present day. Oh, the mirror. They do their procession. Okay, they have all sorts of carts. They do them now in the modern day, you know, with a queen and a carriage. But check this out, guys. It's the giant mirror. And he stood in front of it. Got Hermes up there. Britannia. Or fleur-de-lis on these. Isn't that weird, the mirror's there? Why would that be? Well, Mercury or Hermes. And there's the fireplaces of a Phoenician house. They're crazy. Why would you have that? Plaster Paris work. No andirons, but a steel plate in the back, so it's not for a coal fire. Here you go again with a Moorish feel in the United States. Little Tatarian, beautiful buildings. That's in Old Oregon. I'm not sure, but it seems to be a rocket firing medieval wooden dragon thing, which is much better than the, you know, the Trojan horse. And they got into bunkers because they knew something terrible was coming, because they had signs like biblical plagues. It tells you in the Bible, okay, like the locust. Who does it? I don't know, apparently a pissy bearded dude. And this guy rises out of the water. It's a bit scaly. It's a bit robot-y, don't it? It's like one of these computer games. And look at these Phoenicians here. This is like the devil there, the bit Bacchus, right? Wow, that is crazy. So sinister. Fucking hell. If I had been seeing that when I was a young man tripping, it would have freaked me out. Look at this, all lowered levels. Yeah. Just walking there when this was the street level before all the mud come in, this deep. It's about 16 foot, 16 to 20, varies worldwide. Well, this depth, say. It's about right. Same for Britain, same for Australia, New Zealand, doesn't matter where you are, guys. And these things, see these tech? These resonators, China, well, here they are in France, illuminated. This is quite funny. Watch this, guys. Yeah, you want to giggle? Watch this. Oh, please play. Oh, I only got the photograph. Shit. They come out and they drop him on the floor. He's a corona patient. That's a shit. I thought it was going to play. So there you go again with Technasmia dismantled. Greco-Romano temple. See, all of that would have been, you know, you could get into a flood there in Piccadilly Circus, this is, by the way, and you could just walk in the door there. It's like Venice. There's Eros and the water. I didn't realise how Phoenician Piccadilly Circus was. So there you are, mud flood. The whole world deep in mud. And it's not from thousands of years of worm shit. Okay, and the history of the White House. which has all bunkers put underneath it in the 50s. There it is, burnt out. Apparently in 1812 this is supposed to be happening. Yeah, no shit, the whole world was in fucking eruption. Somebody done this tapestry or made it out of plasticine. What a way to spend your time. That's really, really good. Plasticine, guys. We love plasticine. I love plasticine. Just another door. I just liked all the decoration and the hinges on it and everything. I'm so thirsty. I'm going to come back now. I have a chat, guys. I'm going to be back for the weekend. I'm going to hit you up with something. We'll talk about the Breakaway Civilization. If you're there and you're on this, there's hundreds and hundreds of you are on this. Stick around to the end of this. Look at that. Because I basically forgot. That's a log cabin. 1905, Clark Expositions, forestry building. And there's the aircraft of the old days, which were just basically flashy zeppelins and steampunky. There's Britain. It's the Bristol Channel. I like their maps when they do like pictures in them. So there you are, we were all flying around, we were all in the air, dropping incendiaries and everything else, destroying cities. Look at this guy. Right. So he's got that's for fresh air, I suspect. Blowing fresh air in. He's got medicine, he's got his thermometer. What's that? A ventilator. Sweet. So yeah, health products make good money, don't they? Big cash cow. That whole thing was just crazy good. Knights to fight underwater Phoenicians. Okay. I don't know if it's steel because of this thing going on, this jockstrappy thing. It might be steel. He's got like this as well. And this Phoenician guy, like, with the two fins, so they're like, you know, Aquaman knights. I've seen him loads, so in other depictions. But they fight underwater. In floods, the water comes up the ear, they walk in there. And then it all recedes, and it goes lower and lower. This building's half in the ground. Look at all the decoration. They tell you it got built in the 1800s, the old Malta Opera House. But you guarantee it's the old world. New York Underground, Moscow Underground, all these places with the tile in the effort. Just don't trust the photographic record, these things are older. They just dug them out, they were muddied. And so these beautiful, perfect Italian building now. Little drive through. It's in a gatehouse. Absolutely beautiful. Love to live in that. Look at that thing. Again. Pouring water, theme of flood, and reset. Phew, I bet that come alive. Right, war. Okay, a massacre of people who don't know each other for profit of people who know. And this is an Italian building. Look at that. So yeah, all them people killing one another, all for them, and they're all like fucking in with one another. It's pathetic. That's again 19 Oregon photo, and there's the airships of the old days. Steampunk arches of the world, border crossings or crossing points into cities, something to do with this bullshit going on, I should imagine. See this giant orb under all this cat? Beautiful. That'd be a nice place to visit. Russian church. And the mud-flooded Victorians. The Victorians came in, found all this civilization this deep in mud, smashed beyond belief. They say it's from thousands of years ago, and it's not. It's just not. Fleur-de-lis, double serpents, opposing Tauruses, and Satan. And all serpents. That's a hellish door. I wonder if there's a happy place on the other side of that door. So, lots of unusual stuff to look at in this post. There's more of the mud-flooded world with the strange free energy towers with no wires on them. All like glowing. Oh, there's that again. I know somebody will like that. And oh, I already showed you them. Let's just nip through. These are Ottawa, which gets a bit snowy. Apparently this is a depiction of Cleopatra, right? Really interesting. She's a Phoenician. She got the lion, leopard skin, gold. Yeah, she needs a shave. I know, like, sometimes people in the Mediterranean get a little bit hairy, yams and stuff, but like, maybe it's just me. Tataria. Look at that. That's that street in Main Street. They got an Eros on the top of their dome building as well, in Ottawa. Excuse me, I'm sorry I'm flicking through, but we've already looked. There's a link with these, you can see. I just want to get through to these post offices. Because you want to build in this big, it's all mud flooded and lower levels, and they've literally put like a windowed places over the lower levels. They're that deep. I've seen this happen. So that's Constantinople's post office. Very nice. And Rasputin, the mad monk, okay, who butters up the Russian royal family, or the Tsarina, and ends up with his dick in a jar. What a legacy. Fucking epic, he killed it. Digging out the mud. Dick in a jar. And there's that, the post office for Ottawa. It seems to have a low level. I'm not sure if this is scaffold. There's all stuff below, and all this is burnt out. Covered in ice. Quite attractive though. And the post office had its own army. They sent tens of thousands of the post office workers in 1915 after the First World War. These are all post office workers. The whole narrative of the post office, the penny black stamp and all the rest is just bullshit. It's Telegraph. The post office in Poland. Old world buildings. Okay. Some Middle Ages cavorting going on, I should take care. So getting pissed in the Middle Ages, as you do. Sorry, these are all Oregon again, they're in that link. Sorry to whiz through. And more post offices. As I said, they did all the telephone, the GPO did in Britain. I think until it got privatised and then like British Telecom, etc. So, wood out on the Oregon. River, Ottawa. There's a history behind it. It was quite interesting. It was a muddy island, etc. So I could come back. I want to talk a little bit about our breakaway civilization. Now, land has been offered everywhere. I'm trying to organise it all, but I'm busy with other stuff and I'm all getting a bit confused with it all because it's all over the place. Got Didivahn, who's the organiser of the Flat Earthers Conventions, helping me out. A lot of you will be sending her information as well. Didivahn at outlook.com. And myself now, everyone, I put up out my post. Could someone go and take a look at this land in Colorado? Well, Adam was going to go and look at it, but he looked at it on Google Earth. He said, well, it's like desert scrub and it's going to take a load of work and maybe money. So I was like, I don't really know, but it would be great if someone could. 2 or 3 people have offered. Okay, unfortunately I can't find the details for Lotus Film Studios. Lady, can you give us the details and hook us up? I lost that telephone number. I don't know where the link is and everything you give me. Sorry, there's just so many have come in and I asked Edie and I don't know where it is. So shout to you, lady in Hawaii, Lotus Film Studios, about your land in Colorado, and get somebody to go and have a look at it, Mr. Hunter or somebody else. It'd be great. Okay, at some stage, because things are not moving fast enough and the clock is ticking and we don't know what the fuck we got coming, I'm gonna have to start GoFundMe at some stage and just buy some fucking land and just get us a load of us there, yeah, and just do something like that. Because I don't know what people, they're holding out for. What is after this, guys? Economic crash and starvation. Fuck that. You got to put plans in motion now, not wait to see if it all pans out okay. You got to face it, it's not going to pan out okay. The fucking normality we knew and the freedoms we knew are gone forever, guys, ever. Okay, the new world is totally despotic. It's a fucking nightmare scenario that we're stuck in. Okay, so survival should be, prime directive in your mind for you and your family, yeah, and for generations of your family to come. This is how human beings are. Okay, and they're at war on humanity, okay? And they're killing us. They're killing a lot of people in all these pensioners' homes. This euthanasia program is 100% going down. I've no doubt. The figures and all of that, it's just anybody who dies. But if you get in there, they get you on a ventilator, you're fucking done for, okay? It's the nutty things. They're going to they're forcing everyone to have, a test that doesn't work for that. The viral markers are for fucking cancers, etc. It doesn't really work for the fucking cold. But anyway, a test, and then chipped, RDF chip, and then monitored, and surveillance, and everything else. And they're going to test it, they say, in the Isle of Wight. Well, isn't that fucking fantastic? You should have thought of that with all the fucking paedophiles that are floating around out there. How come you just tag and chip them motherfuckers? Do they do that? No. We'll do it to civilians who are suspected of having a fucking cold, though. Yeah, this place is upside down, inside out, and of his own ass. It's fucking sick. I'm sick of it. Okay, we need to sort this out, guys. I don't think sitting there waiting for anyone else and complacency is going to help us. We need to help ourselves. Okay, we got something special going on here. We got loads of brilliant brains. Great Flat Earth British Think Tank to put something together. Okay, I can't do it all. I need help. I got loads of people that offer help, guys. Don't get me wrong, but it's just so big to set up. Okay, and try and get everything going everywhere. And I got help. Okay, but if you're interested and you've got land and you want to just think about the future's going to be shit in this society, I want to break away, get an island, get land, whatever, this is going to be super fucking-tastic, okay? Let me know, okay? And I'll let Didi know. Okay, I'll keep on shouting it till this fucking happens. So I'm standing on our land, okay? Because I'm not waiting for the raping in, which is the happening, okay? I'm not going to be chowed down on either, okay? Break away while we can. I'm going to link up employment. If you want hemp products, stay away from pharmaceuticals. Otherwise, you're going to have to fucking spend all day standing outside chemists if you're actually on any pharmaceuticals. God help you if you are, because they'll all be going. All of it's going. Anyway, so we've been looking into coronations, okay, and the mechanism of the controllers, the crown, the scepter, etc. We've been looking into the North Pole, Judgement, a load of freaky stuff in a Roman depiction book, which is Phoenicians, and a shitload besides, and images of the day. I'm sure I forgot loads, but we'll catch up on the weekend. Sorry I'm talking fast. I need to leave this and go and do stuff. So I'll see you on the scene later. Peace and love. Martinliedtke7@gmail.com. Okay, keep an eye on Flat Earth British, guys. There's something I'm going to show you all, and loads of just be there. Okay, do not miss anything. Make sure to subscribe, spread the word, share this out as well. Okay, there's my efforts for a Wednesday. Where am I going? Peace and love. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.